City commissioners have advanced an ordinance to rezone K-State's Unger complex from a business commercial district to high-density residential following a contentious meeting last night with neighboring residents. The decision paves the way for the building to potentially be converted into apartments for middle to moderate income families and individuals. More than a dozen residents spoke out against the rezoning, including Amber Myers.
We have a wonderful, peaceful neighborhood that's already seeing some impacts of a little bit more traffic, of concerning behavior. If we put a high-density building a block from these gorgeous neighborhoods, you're going to ruin our property values. You're going to ruin the aesthetics. And I don't think this is the appropriate place.
Commissioner Peter Opel was adamantly in favor of the rezoning last night, noting it fit most criteria within the city's comprehensive plan and the need for more housing.
So yes, this does not fit in with the land use map, but it does still fit in with the text of the plan, given what we have in that plan.
Mayor Karen McCullough opposed, stating she feared the decision could set a bad precedent.
While I would love to see the Unger building have a real purpose in life, I am concerned that we are just, again, spot zoning something to sort of satisfy what we think are real needs, but don't satisfy those needs of the people who live in the area around it.
Commissioners approved the first reading on a 4-1 vote, with Mayor McCullough casting the lone dissenting vote. The commission will consider final approval on May 20th. Members of the Catholic Church are keeping a close eye on activity at the Sistine Chapel as the process begins to select a new pope. Locally, church leaders are praying for the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Father Frank Cody, pastor at St. Thomas More, says he'd like the next pope to continue the late pope's agenda of synodality, becoming more of a listening church.
I've appreciated his emphasis on lay ministry, bringing more lay people into the offices in Rome and the Vatican. His concern for the poor, not that that's new. I mean, I think every pope has that. But I think Francis has made that more of a front burner agenda. He's just spoken about it much more openly.
Pope Francis appointed 80% of the electing cardinals, many from non-European countries who have only been called together once in the past 10 years. Father Leo Blasey, pastor at Seven Dolors Church, says he doesn't expect a long, drawn-out process.
I think that it will happen pretty quickly. As far as getting it right, I think the appropriate amount of time will be taken to make sure that the right person is elected. They will have the conversations that are necessary, and whether it takes 2 days or 2 weeks, I don't imagine it going over 2 weeks. That I think that the right person will be elected.
A decade ago, it took cardinals 4 votes to reach consensus, just over 24 hours after the conclave began. No conclave in the past century has taken more than 4 days. 3 advocacy organizations filed a lawsuit Monday in Douglas County District Court challenging the Kansas legislature's attempt to, quote, arbitrarily reject advance ballots of voters if the mail system fails to deliver them by Election Day. Kansas Appleseed, Loud Light, and Disability Rights Center of Kansas are asking the court to find Senate Bill 4 unconstitutional. Defendants are Kansas Secretary of State Scott Schwab and Douglas County Clerk Jamie Shue. Senate Bill 4, which the legislature passed this year, disqualifies any mail-in ballots not received by 7 p.m. on Election Day. Previously, mail-in ballots were counted if they were postmarked by Election Day and arrived within 3 days later.
Your snacking routine can get a little dull. Time for an Oikos remix. Like a crunchy storm of sea salt praline pretzels, dark chocolate, and butter toffee, showering down into a smooth, creamy yogurt. Enjoy 3 Oikos Remix varieties with epic mix-ins and 11 grams of complete protein per 4.5-ounce serving. See RemixYogurt.com.
Hi, this is Javon, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep. I'm here to help with everything from selecting the perfect window treatments to...
Well, I've got a complicated project.
No problem. I can even help schedule a professional measure and install. We can also send you samples fast and free.
I just might have to do more.
Whatever you need.
So the first room we're looking at is for...
Shop Blinds.com now and get up to 50% off with minimum purchase. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State women's golf stands alone in third at the NCAA Lexington Regional following their second round in Kentucky yesterday. The Wildcats even through 2 rounds, sitting behind Georgia Southern at 5 under and top-seeded Florida State, which has gone 14 under through the first 2 days. Carla Burnett sits in third place individually. She shot a 4 under in round 2, bringing her 2-day total to 6 under, just 2 strokes back of Florida State's Mirabelle Ting, the top-ranked golfer in the country. K-State's Alenka Navarro used her second-round score of 1 under to propel herself to 1 stroke outside of the top 10. She's even through 2 rounds. The third and final round gets started this morning. The first tee times are at 7 o'clock. Bobby Witt Jr. singled with the bases loaded to cap a crazy rally in the bottom of the ninth. The Royals bested the White Sox 4-3 last night. It marked the second walk-off hit of Witt's career, following a game-ending grand slam in 2023. The White Sox have dropped 9 straight at Kauffman Stadium to the Royals, their most ever. They'll send Jonathan Cannon to the bump tonight to try to change that. The Royals counter with Michael Wacha in the third game of the 4-game set. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 6. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.